Have you ever looked at all the AI stuff happening around us and thought, could I actually build that? Well, today, we're going to stop asking what if and get right into the how-to. We're basically going to unroll the architect's blueprint for creating your very own AI. And we'll start with the most important question of all.
But yeah, before we can build anything, we have to know what we're building, right? So let's just get on the same page. What even is AI? We hear that term thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean deep down? At its simplest, artificial intelligence is really just the science of making machines smart. We're talking about building a system kind of like a digital brain that's designed from the ground up to do what our brains do, to think, to reason, to learn from things that happen, and, to figure out tough problems.
Okay, so just like with any huge project, whether you're building a skyscraper or writing a complex piece of software, you absolutely need a solid foundation. So before we get to the blueprint, we have to prepare the ground. We got to get our tools ready.
When it comes to building AI, your toolkit really boils down to two crucial things. First up, Python. It has totally become the language for AI. Why? Because it's incredibly powerful, but also, surprisingly, pretty easy to get the hang of. It's how you're going to write the instructions for your new creation. And second, and don't tune out here, is math. We're talking about stuff like linear algebra, calculus, and probability. This isn't for a test. This is the actual logic the AI uses to see patterns and make educated guesses. It's the very core of how it thinks.
All right, the foundation is set. We've got our tools in hand. Now for the really fun part. It's time to unroll the master plan. Let's look at the actual architectural blueprint, the step-by-step process for bringing an AI to life.
The whole thing, believe it or not, can be broken down into just 3 main steps. You can see them right here. First, data collection, that's where we get all the raw info. Then, model selection, where we decide what kind of brain it's going to have. And finally, training, where we actually teach that brain how to think. So let's dive into that first one.
Step 1 is all about data collection. See, an AI is only as smart as the information you give it. Think of it like this. You're stocking a massive library for a student who's never read a single book. You need tons and tons of good, relevant data, whether that's pictures or text or just numbers. This is what your AI will use to start understanding the world.
Step 2, model selection. This is a big one. This is where you actually decide on the type of brain your AI is going to have. You're picking its architecture, its structure based on what you want it to do. For instance, if you want an AI that can spot faces in your photos, you might use what's called a convolutional neural network. It's a blueprint that's awesome with visuals. But an AI that translates German to Japanese, that needs a totally different structure, something that understands sequences. It's all about picking the right tool for the job. And now for the part that takes the most muscle, model training. This is the real heavy lifting. You take all that data you collected, you feed it into the model you chose, and you just let it run. The AI will go through all that information again and again and again. It makes guesses, checks to see if it was right, and slowly, piece by piece, adjusts itself to get better. This is the learning process, right here in action.
So, after all that foundational work, all that data, all that intense, heavy-duty training, we finally get to the moment we've been working towards, the most rewarding part. This is what we call the awakening, the point where your creation is finally ready to come to life. Now, the technical term for this final step is deployment. But all that really means is you're taking your fully trained AI model out of the lab and releasing it into the real world. It might become a chatbot on a website, a new feature in an app, or even the brains of a robot on a factory floor. It is officially ready to start its job. And this is the moment. It's where everything you've done just clicks into place. It's the point where you, the builder, get to take a step back and just watch. Your creation is live. It's seeing new things it's never encountered before. And then it learns. It starts to work, to adapt, to do the very thing you designed it for. So we've just walked through the entire blueprint, haven't we? From laying the first brick of the foundation to watching your creation take its first breath. Building an AI isn't some kind of distant magic anymore. It's a real, structured process. And that leaves us with one last really powerful question. Now that you have the plan, what are you going to make your AI do?